all this time being in the crib has just left me to my thoughts in a way that I can't even say is super healthy, but it's like, I know for me, it has to be like healthy. So in a weird way, like, I'm trying my best to be in the best spot in my head, if that makes sense. But one of the beautiful things I see, because again, all I can do being by myself, quote unquote, is just being on my phone, being on the internet. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I asked the healthy part, but being on the internet has a lot of niggas that just like really rethink and kind of restructure a lot of shit that I hold as I'm quote unquote observing and watching people just live and evolve on the internet, whatever evolution that may be, you know? But one of the beautiful things I just heard, the internet is not a serious place. That was said by A$AP Rocky. And like, I do think the internet, and again, has its like beauties. One of the, I think, I won't even call it a negative. One of the things that I do pull back of is this, like, we put a lot of people on pedestals. And I feel like I try not to do that. But that was a beautiful quote by Rocky. And I've always had love for the Rocky crew. I've always fucked with them literally, like, as musicians. But, like, hearing niggas talk, I feel like I've been hearing a lot of people that I don't really hear talk, like artists talk. Like, I saw a Black Crate interview, and that shit was beautiful. That shit had me. That Black Crate documentary to this day is my favorite documentary I've seen. That shit was tremendously beautiful, for real. So well done. But no bull. The internet is not a serious place. And I feel like serious people tend to have their hands on the internet. You know what I mean? Like, there's very serious people behind the works. And then again, like, the landscape of it itself is like a free-for-all. It's like a... Bro, there's Kirk memes. There's fucking race traders. There's grifters. There's gooners. There's those that... there's those that oppose the goon and those that support the goon. It's like a... Bro, it's like a crazy ass, like... I don't even know, bro. It's like the Wild West. I literally can't think of a good enough analogy to relate to the internet. Like, the best analogy that I could think of are like movies and shows like Pantheon or Summer Wars. Like, in the sense of like, what does it mean to like be online? You know what I mean? Like, just the variety of characters, colors, and emotions and whatnot. Like, especially Summer Wars, it's like a white background and there's just so much happening. Beautiful. But no, seriously though, I think the internet is not a serious place. And I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now in wanting to create content, wanting to post so much. Because once you get to a point where you understand shit is not as serious, it allows you to, I feel like, you know what I mean, do some tricks or like try some new shit. You'll hear about like basketball players, athletes, and like chess players, like different you know, tasks that require mentality, just like mental work, like musicians. Just say they enter into this state of like oneness. And then, bro, the video of LeBron talking about some off my left shoulder pivot hook. I'm like, I was doing shit I ain't never did before. When you get in your bag, you can't help but be cold as a motherfucker. And I feel like sometimes seriousness is stiffness. And stiffness comes rigidity, like being rigid. Like, and in rigidness, there's no flexibility, there's no movement. And I feel like you could really tell. You could tell when a person, like, serious as fuck. You could always tell. And I think growing up, in a quote unquote serious household. Cause I put quote unquote because niggas was acting serious, but niggas wasn't really being serious. You know what I mean? So it was like crazy. But it's like it makes you take yourself serious. It makes you take yourself a lot serious. A lot more serious than I feel like you should, especially kind of in the landscape we exist in. I think it's beautiful that you can change, you know what I mean? I think it's beautiful that you can, like, you don't have to, like, there's also, for me, and I'm trying to make it, in change, and not just, like, physical change, but in changing how you approach, like a true flower, like a seed. Like, does a seed change when it grows into a flower or a tree? Yes, but not necessarily. Because a tree was always a seed in the first place. Because the seed doesn't go nowhere. You know what I mean? Like, the seed is, in a sense, still really there. Although, now it is a tree.